All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. And today, man, I'm breaking tradition a little bit. I know that usually I don't really talk about sports or anything like that here on the channel. I kind of mostly keep it to the online stuff or like gaming or whatever, but something just happened so unprecedented, so insane that I pretty much knew. I was like, man, this has to be a video. I have to talk about this because it's actually such a mind-blowing occasion that this even happened, right? That pretty much everybody's talking about it. I mean, every single athlete in the world, it seems like, or at least in America, has been tweeting about it or talking about it. I mean, everybody who is a Dallas Mavericks fan, I have to assume, is either on suicide watch right now or are gathering up pitchforks and torches ready to go to Mark Cuban. But yeah, Luka Doncic has been traded to the LA Lakers. Now, like I said, I don't typically talk about sports here on the channel, but the truth is, this is one of the probably most surprising moments in North American sports history. I mean, it's such an unprecedented trade. I'm actually like struggling to think of another trade that even compares in any way, right? So the Dallas Mavericks trade Luka Doncic to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. They get a first-round pick. The Jazz, I'm pretty sure, were the third team in this trade. Basically, that's the big news, right? So basically, Luka Doncic, who is one of the greatest international basketball players of all time, and he's only 25, is traded for a 31-year-old, frequently injured basketball player in Anthony Davis, right? And then on top of that, you get a first-round pick. Now, anyone who like pays attention or even has like a brain can realize the Mavericks could have gotten so much more out of this trade. I mean, don't get me wrong, Anthony Davis is good when he's on the court. He's not like a terrible player or something. It's not like they got some fucking, guy out of a YMCA, but at the same time, he's not Luka Doncic. I mean, not only is Luka Doncic one of the best players in the NBA right now and is one of the faces of his generation of basketball players, but he's an international phenom. The dude already had a legendary career before he even declared for the NBA draft. I don't think most people really recognize like how good Luka Doncic actually is. Not only was he able to just come to the NBA and immediately make an impact, and like I said, he's like one of the best young players in the world right now. He was already like the guy in Europe. He'd already been making moves in the European leagues, winning titles, getting MVP awards. It's just such a wild thing to witness happen because not only did nobody know about this beforehand, but the trade was so obviously lopsided. I have to like actually wonder, are the people running the Dallas Mavericks like fucking mentally destroyed? Like, are they fucking doing ketamine every day or something in the office? I mean, how do you fuck up this bad? Genuinely. I mean, this trade is so bad for the Mavericks that if you like logged into NBA 2K right now and you tried to like set this kind of trade up in the game, the CPU logic would just decline it. You couldn't make this trade fucking happen if you wanted to in a video game. But somehow these billion-dollar organizations got this to happen. And the most absurd part is apparently the Mavericks are the ones who actually like shipped Luka Doncic. Apparently they talked to multiple teams. At least one other team got an offer from them that was competent and they declined it. We don't know what team that was. But then they go to the Lakers like, yeah, we'll trade you Luka Doncic. I mean, I can't believe that anyone would decline that trade before the Lakers got the offer, honestly. I think probably any other team in the NBA could get Luka Doncic on their roster and it would immediately drastically improve their championship odds. I mean, even with the LA Lakers, right? They were already in the playoff race. They've got LeBron, they had AD. LeBron, even though he's in his 40s now and he's literally playing with his son, he's still out here dropping triple doubles and just fucking playing like he's 22 years old, right? And then now they add, like I said, one of the greatest international players that we've ever seen come to the NBA. The Lakers have already seen their championship odds, according to like betting and everything, go up. So, I mean, this is a pretty reinvigorating trade for the Lakers, right? Who, like I said, they were already in the race. They're a pretty decent team. Now they have Luka Doncic. I mean, it's just unbelievable how lucky of a franchise they really are. They get to experience like, Magic and all the old GOATs, right? Then coming into the 21st century, they get Kobe and Shaq. Then they get, after that, LeBron and AD. They bring a ring. And then now they're going to have LeBron and Luka. And then we'll have, I would assume, Luka long term. I mean, if you get Luka at 25, I would want to keep him till he's 35 if I'm a GM in the NBA. So that's just what really makes this so unprecedented, right? Like, Luka Doncic was the face of the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, there's even a day dedicated in the city of Dallas called Luka Doncic Day. That's your international star. He's the face of your franchise, supposedly for the whole future. And then he's traded away for an aging star who's injured and a first-round pick. I mean, realistically, if I would have thought, like, yeah, Luka Doncic is getting traded, I would have assumed, like, multiple first-round picks. One of the best players in the NBA's got to be involved, like, bar none. I would think, like, Giannis or, like, Jokic or Shai Gilgeous, someone like that, right? I would not have thought Anthony Davis. Now, that's not a slight on Anthony Davis. I just would have never have seen that coming. The thing for me, though, like, I'm a Miami Heat fan. Obviously, if you pay attention to the NBA, our superstar Jimmy Butler, he wants out of the team, right? It's been a bunch of problems between us and him. I'm sad we couldn't try to make something work. Obviously, there's no info that suggests that the Mavericks would have even been interested in a trade with Miami, but I don't care, man. If we had to throw all our picks at it, fucking give up Jimmy Butler, I assume some other assets, man, I would have done it. I would have been ready for it. I would have loved to have seen Luka in a Heat jersey. Obviously, that's not what happened, though. So apparently the reason that we know from people inside the NBA or whatever, according to the reports, is they're saying the worry was that Luka Doncic had hit 270 pounds, okay? And I guess the Mavericks were just like, yeah, this is intolerable. We can't have a 270-pound superstar future legend in his fucking prime. We can't have that on our team. And so they decided to ship him out because they were concerned about his conditioning and whatnot. Now, like I said, if you have eyeballs and have watched basketball ever in your life, right, I think you can already assume that Luka Doncic being 270 is almost a price worth paying. I mean, the guy is still just like at the top of the NBA. You know, he's one of the best players in the league and obviously in the world. I would have thought, you know, that wouldn't have been something you throw it all the way over. Now, granted, I guess they're the ones calling the shots, not me, but I don't think anybody could have ever seen this coming. I mean, even if you wanted to get rid of him, like, you couldn't find a better deal, it just doesn't make sense, like what we've heard. Even if, like, you do have the conditioning concerns, I would have thought that, like I said on Twitter last night, I would have thought that if there was a news report that came out today, right, and it's like, breaking news, Luka Doncic is a domestic terrorist, like, I would still imagine the Mavericks would be willing to keep him on and pay, right? Like, it seems like it's a price worth paying for somebody like that. But now we're about to see LeBron, who's like one of the all-time greats, pretty much like him and Jordan, greatest players of all time, right? He is about to have Luka added to his team, and I mean, like I said, they're still in contention already. It's going to be pretty insane. It's like a script almost, right? Now, that's something a lot of people are saying. They think that, like, the league fabricated this because obviously LeBron is the biggest star probably in NBA history at this point. Like I said, it's him and MJ, really. LeBron is obviously in the twilight of his career. He's still playing really well, granted, but also he probably only has a few years left before he's going to be, unfortunately, departing the league. And so a lot of people suggest that they think that this trade went through because the NBA wanted to see one of the biggest international stars, like a future legend, like I said, get to play with, you know, the GOAT. You know, it's like, it's a storybook ending, I guess. Would I be surprised, like, if the league let it go through for that reason? Absolutely not. I mean, if you think about it, though, like, the league has stepped in, the commissioner and whatnot. They've stepped in before. Like, I remember they vetoed the trade to put, like, Chris Paul on the Lakers and whatnot back in the day. I mean, I feel like that trade probably would have been more fair in hindsight than putting this trade out. This trade was just so fucking insane. And then apparently now, like, Mavericks fans, like I said, obviously they're just fucking distraught because this was the face of their franchise. This was like the guy who was supposed to be the star of the future for them, and he's out the door. There's a whole, like, day in the city named after him. The entire team's identity was centered around Luka being on the team. But now that that's pretty much all out of the way, it's like, what is their plan? I mean, the fans of this organization, they obviously want answers. I mean, if I'm a Mavericks fan, I want some fucking answers on how the GM and everybody signed off on this going down. because this was just like a terrible trade altogether. I mean, they didn't get anything worth the value. I get it. Anthony Davis, you know, he, like I said, is a good player. He'll probably do well when he's on the court, but he is old. He's getting older, and it's just a pretty big risk for them to take to ship your guy out the door like that, all to try and win now or whatever with the roster that they have. I think ironically, though, it is going to hurt their chances long term to really like win a ring or do anything impressive. And then now, like the Lakers going forward, once LeBron retires and whatnot, they're not going to instantly enter a like a rebuild zone or whatever if they can secure Luka long term and give him a good contract. Now you have like a certified guy who you can put another, you know, future star or whatever around. Like they're already a step ahead. Like I said, luckiest organization, man. They always just have a star playing for them. They always have like an X factor player. You got to think there's entire organizations out there that have never had like their own Kobe or whatever. They've never had somebody win like multiple rings or do anything impressive. And then the Lakers, they've always got like one or two of them ready to go at any time. I don't know, man. I thought it was pretty insane. Like I said, I usually don't talk about sports. I think the last time I did talk about sports was probably like when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl and lost or something like that. But literally just such ridiculous news that was unbelievable. I figured like, fuck it, I'm going to make a video about it today. So if you're a Mavericks fan, I am so sorry that you have to go through this. I cannot imagine what it's going to be like. I mean, like I said, I'm sad that Jimmy Butler is probably leaving the Heat, barring any miracles or whatever. It sucks, but like he's not Luka. You know what I mean? Like we still have players like Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, given the Mavericks still have their own pool of talent too. But it's like, watching that guy who's like the future of your franchise leave, that's a shitty thing to go through. So man, I feel bad for him, but wow, what wild news. So anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here on the channel, follow me over on Twitter and Twitch at @SubToOptimus. Make sure to check out Shoptimus down below. Thank you to my Watch Optimus subscribers. Your support helps the channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, not trading Luka to the Lakers, and signing out.